Hey, I'm here.
It's rocking back and forth.
Instead of clapping this time,
There it goes.
if you would grab your drink.
Oh.
Oh, same time. Ready?
No, you go ahead first. ASMR with the Beard Bros.
Yes. 2 beards and a Bible this morning.
And 2 monsters.
Drinking our coffee. This is not a sponsorship for Monster Energy Drink.
Okay, these also aren't coffees. Those ones are gross.
No. Ew. Yeah, no. You drinking no coffee.
This is our liquid sleep. I am drinking a chaotic. I've never had this before.
And I'm trying to be better conscious about my health and drinking a sugar-free 0 peach, whatever that is.
Okay, my bad. That was rude. That's pretty good.
These will play into our discussion later.
Mm-hmm. That is pretty good. Sorry for the mouth noises.
Mhm.
If you enjoy that, I'm not sorry. Also, if you enjoy it, please don't tell me.
Yeah, let's say if you enjoy that, just keep that to yourself.
Please keep it to yourself.
Yes. Don't put in the comments. Don't like the video. I guess you like the video. Just don't write in the comments.
Let me see. You had a good camera angle. Mine's. I don't really want to get the dad bod, but
Yeah,
I got a lot of space right here. But I think I like that.
there was one video, one record that I'm sitting over here and it just looks like I'm Santa Claus. Like just like. Bleh.
You ever been Santa Claus?
Not officially.
Has your dad ever been Santa Claus?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, they put gifts under the tree.
You should tell the Easter Bunny story.
Yeah, that's trauma. That's trauma right there.
Share some trauma.
Okay, I'll share some trauma. So, my parents weren't the most tactful at telling me, and spoiler alert, if you don't want your kids to see this, which I don't think any kids are watching this.
Because Santa is real.
Is most definitely.
And the Easter Bunny. But his story is going to expose a detail that you may not want your kids to see.
There's a conspiracy out there that they are not real.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we today are going to expose that conspiracy. But my parents weren't the most tactful at divulging information, innocence-shattering information, for that matter. And so Santa Claus, got gifts one year, and parents just busted it out on Christmas. Like, yeah, we bought those.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Santa Claus didn't bring them.
Sad.
So it's like, and then, so.
How old were you?
Oh, like 6 or 7.
That's crazy.
Around there. Yeah.
I was going to say 22. No.
Yeah, right. This was last year.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Been going to their house every year for Christmas, and just Santa just shows up there.
This was last year.
But no, the Easter Bunny was a different story. So every morning on Easter, I'd wake up and there would be a basket at the foot of my bed with eggs and chocolate and candy in it. Everything is so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But one fateful morning, my eyes opened, the crust falling off, the excitement and joy I just had because I knew the Easter Bunny had come. So I get up and I go to the foot of my bed with all the joy and excitement I could muster in my little body. And there's nothing there.
Mm.
So I begin to cry and weep for what was gone and not there. And I told my parents, I said, hey, look, the Easter Bunny didn't come. Like, what happened? Then I look up and I see the Easter Bunny hopping through the hallway with the basket. And it was my father hopping to the foot of my bed and putting it there. And that's how I found out the Easter Bunny was not real. Yes.
I guess you got to tear the Band-Aid at some point.
I guess. Rip it off like that. That just, I think he was amused.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to say I've never done that with my kids for the amusement. But, yeah. It's not the best way to find out. How about you? How'd you find out?
I don't have a crazy story.
No?
I don't really know. I do know we kind of played Santa when I was a kid. I remember doing all the things in Japan, but I don't know if I really knew this before or if they told us, but my dad was Santa one year.
Yeah.
For this event on base when he was still in the military. And I believe this was in Japan. And my mom comes up to us and she's like, hey, your dad is going to be Santa. Don't tell the other kids. And we were all cool with it. But I don't remember that being like, I don't have like a traumatic story.
Yeah.
So we might have grown up like playing Santa, because that's what I do with my kids now. Is they know,
Yeah.
but they think it's a fun
Tilly
game.
knows.
Yeah. Tilly came out the womb and she was like, "Don't worry, Dad.
Yeah. It's like, I got this.
I already know."
Yeah.
No, Tilly doesn't know much of anything, although she's getting smart.
Yeah.
But unpopular opinion, we just kind of taught our kids that, like,
Right.
because I don't want to be paranoid in raising them in any way, but I also don't want them to associate Santa with Jesus.
Right.
And so that might be unpopular. That might be abuse. Well, you're not teaching your kids. We're treating it like a game.
Right.
Because Easter, like, now that I see it as an adult, I'm like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And this got serious real quick.
Yeah.
But that's my unpopular opinion. I know there's a lot of parents in the world, maybe the only service they go to is Easter.
Right.
And sure, that's a good witness. I understand why the church does stuff. But at the same time, I want to raise my kids, a little different.
So we never did the Easter Bunny with our kids. We did Santa, but we did a little different. We did the Tooth Fairy for a little bit, but that's not nothing we really do.
We're in that stage now.
Yeah,
Tooth Fairy,
and but never did the Easter Bunny. But Santa, what we do is Santa brought stocking stuffers, and he didn't bring the big gifts. Mom and Dad did those, and Santa brought stocking stuffers. That way, they kind of taught them to appreciate. Santa did bring something, but Mom and Dad did all this, not Santa.
Yeah.
And of course, our oldest two know, and this year we're telling our youngest two. So I need to tell them before they watch this video.
I was gonna say you have until next Friday, not tomorrow, but next Friday.
Right. I'm probably have to post or text my wife and be like, "Hey, remind me to talk to the twins."
And by the time you guys see this, that'll be a confusing timeline.
Yeah,
but
right.
If you watch podcasts, you understand that we're a week behind.
Yeah.
And so last week's recording will be out tomorrow because today is the 12th. By the time you see this, it'll be last week.
Yes.
So we're time travelers.
Yes. It's the multiverse of podcast, maybe.
And I understand now why, like, the guys at Ninjas or Butterflies, they're always like, well, technically today is today, but not by the time we release this.
Yeah.
And I understand that now.
Right.
Especially I feel like I have to explain that. But anyways,
yeah,
definitely before they see this.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a question today, since Valentine's Day is Sunday, right?
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, which again comes out next week. It'll
This
be the
Sunday.
week before.
Yeah.
But what is your opinion of Valentine's Day?
I hate it.
You hate it?
Yep.
I'm with you.
Short and sweet.
I'm with you.
I hate how every year, earlier and earlier, they release the next season's aisles are decorated.
Yeah.
Earlier and earlier, like Halloween comes earlier every year. And then, like, you got Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's just a ploy to make us buy things.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate consumerism.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're fully fallen into it, it can be bad.
Right. Well, there's this. I haven't seen the movie. I've just seen little clips of it. It's, I'm going to get his name wrong. Alfred Hitchcock or something.
That name sounds familiar.
But there's this old movie about some like aliens running the earth or something, and he has these glasses that allow him to see the truth, and he sees all these billboards, and they say consume with the glasses, or they say buy, or they say something else, and it's all about how everything pulls you in to consume and control, and stuff. But yeah, it's neat.
I do feel like you can get in just this loop of consumerism.
Yeah.
Which, as a Christian, we're
prime example.
Yeah. You can get caught in that cycle.
Yeah.
And self-control is of course, we'll talk about this at the end of the podcast. Self-control is encouraged.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it can be easy to get into, especially as, I'll admit, as a minister, you kind of see the way other people live sometimes, and you're like, I kind of want that.
All right.
But I did remind the students last night. Of course, we're on a dating series right now throughout this month, and they asked for it, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, well, you guys asked for it.
Yeah.
They said, Pastor Noah, you've never really done a dating series. And I was like, all right, you asked for it.
Yeah.
So I just told them like keep their mind and their reward in heaven.
Mm.
And that may not make sense in a dating series, but in context, what I was talking about
Right.
last night, it just made sense. I said because your main goal is to be more like Jesus
Right.
and to follow him.
Mhm.
And one of my points was you need to have some kind of direction in your relationship.
Yeah.
And if your goal is, if you want to date someone, your goal should be marriage,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and
So-
some people don't follow that opinion, and
Mhm.
that's what I was taught, is that don't date somebody that you couldn't see yourself marrying one day.
That's exactly what I said.
And looking back at my life, I don't see myself marrying anybody but my wife now,
Exactly.
and which is crazy.
Mhm.
But dating when you're a teenager, oh my goodness, I know for me, it's just, I had no idea what I was doing. And I had no business, just being honest with myself, had no business dating.
Mhm.
I didn't, because I didn't know how to treat women. I didn't know how to honor them in the proper way.
Mhm.
And I didn't know, that my own relationship with Christ needed to be better
Mhm.
before I ever included somebody else.
Yeah.
So but yeah.
Yeah, anything I talked about last night, I said, learning to be a better Christian. The Bible doesn't talk about dating, but it does emphasize some red flags, of
Mhm.
course. And one of the red flags being Samson
Yeah.
talking
right.
to Delilah way too fast.
Yeah.
And I love that point because it's like, oh, we're just talking. It's like, there's
Yeah.
no such thing as just talking.
Yeah.
When you're, if it's pillow talk, which is what Samson and Delilah were doing, that's a very intimate thing to do.
Right.
If you're in the dating stage and you're just now getting to know each other, you shouldn't be behind closed doors anywhere.
Right.
And I've heard people say like, encourage group dating.
Yeah.
Not dating more than one person, but
No.
going on a date
Yeah.
with someone that you're interested in with friends.
Right. Yes.
And it makes it less awkward.
Mhm. More accountability.
Little slower in getting to know each other.
Mhm.
But anyways, this turned into like some dating
I
advice.
know. Yeah.
But I was going to say about direction. I said, if you want some direction in your life, Jesus has already given it. There's
Yeah.
one way to the Father.
That's right.
And I said, if they disagree with that, red flag,
Yes.
not going to work out.
Yeah. That's the first thing I always ask, like any student or like young adults, is when they get a boyfriend or girlfriend, like, okay, do they know Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, where'd they go to church? Like, oh well, they don't really go anywhere. Okay, well then we're gonna have a talk.
Yeah.
And but that's always my main thing is like, do they know Jesus? Do they love Jesus more than you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if they loved you, really themselves, but love you more than Christ, there's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I had to learn as I developed in my faith. Yeah, we're getting all into the biblical topic already, but
Sure.
that's all right.
I still have some reels. Y'all stick around. I still got some reels.
Yeah, but just had to really learn how to put Christ first.
Yeah. And you're still learning that now.
Yes,
Of course.
above my wife, above my children,
Mhm.
above everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a learning process. It really is, and it's just like it's dying to self daily. It is. It's a basically a crucifixion of the flesh on a daily basis to understand that.
Yeah, because I told them last night too. Is like, of course, we still have arguments.
Yeah.
Marriage is something you work on.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that relationship is worth it, you're going to work on it.
Right.
And I said, one of the top 5 things I encouraged was, advice that I heard was, faith, direction, and then communication.
Yeah.
Core values, and then chemistry. And I said, sometimes your relationship starts with that chemistry,
Right.
because you have a feeling for them, but don't confuse it with faith.
Right.
Don't build off of the feelings.
Yep.
And I just thought that was really easy to remember because you just,
Yeah.
the thumb is the foundation because I'll do this on camera.
Yeah.
The thumb is the foundation because it can touch every other finger.
Oh, cool.
So that's faith.
Yeah.
The pointer finger is obviously direction. So that's really easy to remember.
Yeah.
And then you got communication.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
obvious
the
why that was
communication
communication. Core values is attached to the ring finger.
Yeah.
And then faith. And then they said, this was the speaker from, his name's Micah McDonald.
I've heard it.
From Breakaway this year. And as soon as he said this, I was like, I'm going to use this for the dating,
that's good.
for the dating series because
Yeah.
I already knew I was going to do one a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I wrote all this down. He said, don't ever switch the two because even with your relationship with God, if you build that relationship just based on feelings, one day the
Right.
feeling's not going to be there.
That's right.
And you have to work on getting that back.
Mhm.
That's why marriages work.
Yeah.
And I love how that's an analogy that Jesus uses. Not just an analogy, but he's coming back for his bride.
Yes.
There's
yeah.
a lot of wedding analogies in the Bible.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good last night. And of
Yeah.
course, your wife, Lindsay, is speaking next week.
Yeah. 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 She's a good
Or
speaker.
technically, by the time you see this, she has already
Yeah,
spoken.
yeah. She's a good speaker. She is amazing.
And I'm looking forward to it because
Yeah.
she's going to stay on the topic of relationships or dating or whatever. I don't know what she's preaching yet, but I know she's willing to speak on what the series is about.
Yeah. Gotcha. Try to talk all the bad things about me, and because I broke up with her on Valentine's Day when we were dating.
Wow.
I did. I was struggling, and I said, I don't know if this is it. And like a buffoon, I don't even know if we use that word anymore, but a buffoon. I broke up with her on Valentine's Day.
Wow, bro.
And I said, look, I'm going to pray about this. And I wasn't lying. I said, I'm going to pray and fast about this because I just wasn't sure. That's when my faith started kind of developing a little more than just being together. And I did. I prayed and fast.
How old were you then?
I was 18 or 19, maybe 19.
Yeah, your faith was definitely.
Yeah.
You're probably just not taking off.
Yeah. And so I fasted and prayed and waited, and I just felt a peace in my heart about it. And I felt like the Lord wanted us to be together.
Let me ask you a question that one of the students asked last night. Do you think everyone has a soulmate?
I think God has someone specifically designed for that person. And there's other people like Paul that are going to remain single. I mean, he even says it'd be better if you didn't marry, but since you are weak, to marry, I'm weak. So I got married, but thank the Lord, bless God. I love her. But I do believe that, but in God's timing now, I believe there are some people out there that are really struggling, that maybe have walked into a relationship really fast.
Oh yeah.
That maybe that wasn't who God intended. But then you get into a gray area because I believe God can develop people.
Exactly.
So yeah, I guess you have that too.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I encourage the students, because this idea of a soulmate doesn't really come from the Bible.
Right.
It's something we hear in movies. You got The Notebook and cheesy rom-coms and I'm just meant to be with you. And,
right.
And she's on a ferry, like going away, and he jumps in the water and, just cheesy stuff.
Right.
I don't know if that's from a movie, but that idea doesn't really come from the Bible.
Right.
But I do think what I told them last night is you could have someone that is basically perfect for you, but it's still a leap of faith.
Right.
To marry that person.
Yeah.
Because 5-10 years down the road is when you're really going to be
right. Well, that's the thing too, is that when you initially get married, unless, like I said, you are just beyond in years and wisdom, you initially get married. You have a sense of what love is, but you don't fully know. Just my opinion on it. That when you get married, you have that honeymoon stage that lasts just however long, maybe a year or two.
It's different for some people.
Yeah, it is. And everything's awesome. Everything's great.
Yeah.
And then reality starts to set in. It's like, I married somebody and I'm living with them. Now I'm seeing all their issues and flaws, and them for the other person as well, either both sides. And that honeymoon stage starts to really fade.
Have you heard a Tim Hawkins bit on that?
Uh-uh.
He's like, why does his toe curl like that?
Right. Yeah. My biggest thing, which I tease Lindsay about this all the time, is the toothpaste. Okay. I'm a very organized, neat person with certain things, not everything, but
I can see that though.
The toothpaste, I squeeze at the end. That way it's all together coming out at the same. Lindsay squeezes the toothpaste like this. Like she just squeezes it.
So do you kind of roll it up or you just squeeze?
No, I just squeeze.
Okay.
I don't roll it. But yeah, I saw her do that one day and I was just like, oh.
You're like, we're already locked in. No.
I was like, I married this woman?
It's been a couple years. I mean, I've never noticed that.
Right.
I mean, you guys probably.
Well, it's one of those things that you notice, but it doesn't really bother you until that point. Yeah.
Now it's the little things.
Yeah.
So.
But I tease her about that all the time. Now we have two separate toothpastes. She has her own toothpaste, and I have
Really?
mine. Yes, because we had to
Interesting.
compromise.
I do have, yeah, we have some separate things, like toothbrushes. No, just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Of course,
Don't
we
share a toothbrush.
do not share a toothbrush. That's never normal.
No.
I was gonna say a hairbrush.
Yeah.
You know, because I usually keep my hair long.
Yeah.
And she's gonna watch this, but
Yeah.
she doesn't like to put things back where they're supposed to go.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm like, my nail clippers go here,
Yes.
and my hairbrush goes here because the
That-
nail clippers suddenly always
I don't
seem
know
to
if
disappear.
that's a man and a woman thing
Mhm.
because Lindsay does the same thing. Like I have, like there's certain things that look disorganized, but they're not because I know where every single thing is.
Mhm.
Like my dresser and my desk at home. Okay, it's laid out. It may look like a mess, but I can tell you, I can go to that desk right now and find what I need to find because I know where it's at.
Mhm.
Like I can go to my dresser. I know what stuff is. I know where stuff's in my drawer. I know where stuff's on top. But I'll come home sometimes, and she's learned now. But I'll come home sometimes, and it's like my dresser is completely clean. It's like I go into panic mode.
Oh no,
What?
where's my
I
undies?
said, what happened? What'd you do?
Yeah,
She's like, well, I cleaned it for you. I'm like,
thanks.
don't do that. Like, please.
You clean anything else?
Yeah, I'm about to have a panic attack here. Like, because I asked her, like, where's this? She's like, oh, I don't know.
Oh
Like,
gosh.
well, where's it? I don't know. Oh my goodness. But
Yeah.
yeah. But we've learned kind of each other's quirks over the years. That's one of mine that she knows. Like if something's messy and it's bothering you, let me know and I'll try to organize it. And or if you just want something different, like because I have to know where it's at.
Mhm.
Like to this day, I had some headphones. All right, with the cord and everything, like
It's getting
everything
personal.
nowadays wireless. But I
Yeah.
had some headphones, and I always had them in one spot on my dresser because I knew where they were.
Mhm.
And I come home one day and they were gone.
Mm.
And I was like, Lindsay, what happened to these headphones? She's like, I don't know. I said, they're always right here. Well, I don't know. I guess you must have moved them. I was like,
No, dude. I
I
didn't know.
don't think I moved them. I said, I always put them right back here. Well, months go by and I can't find them.
Mm.
And I finally find them in a weird spot. I can't even remember where I found them. But I found them in a weird spot. And I told her, I said, hey, I found those headphones. She said, yeah, I guess you must have put them there. And I was like,
It's like, there's no way I would have put them under the sink in the third drawer.
Right. Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah. But I mean, she'll see us get a kick out. She'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
And
But,
we'll
yeah.
look. We'll give him a chance to
Yeah.
come on here and
Oh,
complain
yeah.
about something about us.
Yeah, we
we'll be fair about it.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, when I get up in the morning, I don't want to have to think about where the keys are,
Right.
my wallet, everything I need to just
Yeah.
leave the house. You
Yeah.
know, because you have to budget your time
Yeah.
in there.
Mhm.
And if you spend any time looking for something, like I take Zuri to school really early in
Yeah.
the morning. Yeah, my oldest kid, by the way, and I can't be thinking about much
Yeah.
at 6 in the morning.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Let's see if I can get a couple reels pulled up.
Yeah. Come on.
While I'm pulling this up, I want to ask you: have you heard
Yeah.
about the backrooms theory
Backrooms theory.
or urban legend? Really?
Not backrooms theory, but I mean, I know urban legends. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This isn't one of my reels, but
Yeah. You're good.
I just thought it'd be fun to
Yeah.
talk about.
While you're pulling that up, I have one more Valentine's story and I'll be done.
Go for it.
So, back when, like I said, me and my wife were dating, I had went and got this life-size teddy bear for her. Okay. All those weird things you do when you're dating. But I got it, and Lindsay never locks her car. It drives me crazy. And still to this day, she's learning. She's starting to, but never locks her car.
She's learning.
Yeah, right. People steal stuff.
They do be doing that.
Yes, they do. But I got this life-size teddy bear, and I went to her house, and I put it in her back seat of her car,
Nice.
right where she'd see it in the mirror as soon as she looked up.
Oh, nice.
And so she gets in her car to go to school the next day, and it scares the mess out of her, which was my intention.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you guys don't
Yeah, it
know,
was hilarious.
Caleb's a prankster, by the way.
Yeah,
So
I love it.
that's
Love
weird.
messing with people.
So what does she do? She call you? Or text
Yeah,
you?
she called me. Yeah, but it was just funny.
How long did it take her to notice?
Oh, she got in the car and she said as soon as she started to back up, she looked up and saw it.
Yeah, that's perfect. She's like,
Yeah.
there's a man in my car.
Right.
Does she still have the teddy bear?
No, she got rid of it a couple years ago.
Oh, so she kept
Yeah.
it for a long time. Now.
She did. She kept it for a while.
Dang it. There's a video I meant to show you before we started.
Oh, I got you.
It's not like bad, but
Yeah.
I'll show you that one later.
Yeah, I got
It
you.
got me like dying laughing before
Yeah.
you got here. Okay, I'm gonna show you this one.
All right.
I don't know if I should put it over here, but this should be fine.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can pull these up later.
Yeah.
Oh, let me turn my brightness. I'd be like,
So-
you stole my move.
So he won. The robot won.
Yeah,
That just shows you.
that video is robots are dumb because
But is he? Because he actually won because he drew the X in the line.
yeah, but that's not the rules. Bro.
I know it's not the rules, but
It
what
probably just
robot plays by the rules?
recognized imaging and it was like, oh, that guy's supposed to go here next, but obviously he was the O's.
Oh, yeah.
So this got me in a rabbit hole before you got
Yeah.
here of watching AI robots
Yeah.
trying to like box and stuff. And I'm like,
Mhm.
are robots really going to take over? Because I'm back and forth.
Yeah.
Do you think that?
I think it will get to a point where they might not completely take over, but I think AI is going to advance to a point where it's very destructive.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah. Some people said AI today is like the internet when it first started.
Hmm.
You have the people that are like, I'm never going to use that. And it's like, okay, people are going to
Yeah.
utilize it no matter what you do. So you're either going to be left behind, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't know
Yeah.
how I feel about AI.
Yeah.
Because it can seem scary, but it can also be a tool. And,
Yeah.
and I've used it on some stuff
Yeah.
to make a poster or whatever.
I heard one theory about the oh goodness, in the end times when the idol is put up in the temple,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's given the authority to move and even speak and kill people, basically. And I'd have to look it up, see where it is in Scripture. But one guy was talking about it, and he talked about how that could possibly be AI.
Yeah.
You know,
I think so.
like an image made or even a robot with AI that's given the authority to speak and kill and all that. But I thought that was interesting. Yeah, you guys know them?
I was going to look it up real quick.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say? Well, it was like the idol in the temple.
Yeah, the
I feel like
it's Abomination of Desolation,
I got you.
maybe, I think.
I feel like it's chapter 10 for some reason, but that might be
Mhm.
Daniel. Idol in the temple.
Yep.
I typed it wrong. Here's one thing I appreciate about AI right
Yeah.
now, although you do have to use some discernment,
Mm-hmm.
is this like summary.
Yes,
Of results.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
I do like that. And it's usually a summary of the first few links you could pick, and usually it gives me the answer really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, let me say, idol in the temple that can talk, right?
yes.
Can talk.
You trying to look it up in Scripture?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to see what chapter it's in.
Where's my phone?
I'm not the best at interpreting Revelation, which nobody really is, because you could have the best scholars still disagree. Revelation 13:15 specifically referred to as the image of the beast. So that's probably what you're referring to.
Yeah. Oh, you're reading that. I'm gonna look for my phone.
Daniel 11:31. Your phone's right there.
Oh.
That's our dad joke.
There's my phone right there on the stand. I was getting worried.
Did you want to borrow this? Are you looking something up?
No, go ahead. I was just going to help you.
Okay. Says something about the abomination of desolation.
Yeah.
Daniel 11:31 and Matthew 24:15. Okay, let me show you my other reel, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna jump into it because it's been
Yeah,
30
let's
minutes
do it.
already.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. Time flies when you're having fun.
All right, check this out. I'm sure
Yeah.
you've seen this movie. Did you ever watch Evan Almighty?
Yes.
All right, check
Yeah.
this out. I need to watch it because I forgot about this scene.
Yeah.
I worked on a movie called Evan Almighty where I was doing a scene with a baboon. And they'd given me no instruction at all. In the scene, I was supposed to take a drink, put the drink down, and the baboon was trained to pick up the drink and take a drink as well. We were sharing the drink. I decided that I'd improvise with the baboon. And I looked at the baboon after he drank a few times and I said, "Hey man, don't take all of it." And the baboon went, "Yeah!" and and it was kind of scary. And the trainer afterwards said, "Oh yeah, don't look at the baboon."
Might have been nice to know.
My thing is, like, monkeys are scary.
Yes, they are. They rip your face off. Like, it's happened.
I didn't watch this movie, but it was Get Out by Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
And my brother said that it references this monkey, a very real story where this woman had, and I don't know how they incorporate this in the movie. I was actually really interested in how that even came up. Because like I said, I don't think I watched the movie, but it's been out for a few years now. And that many stories, honestly, but there's one specific story where this woman either got a monkey like from when it was a baby, I think, and then one day it, obviously still has that wild side in them and tore her to pieces. And most of the time,
right,
they'll keep you alive.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, I'd rather just,
right, yep.
People think they're all cute, and you can keep them for years, but they can turn on you if you do something wrong. Like, I've heard stories of I think this was like a camel. No, I think it was a monkey where this guy would give it a Dr. Pepper every single day.
Yeah.
And then one day he was out of town and it didn't get its Dr. Pepper.
Oh no.
And so I'm like, this is a thing that like has like its bite force.
Yeah.
Is stronger.
Yes.
Its hands are, you could try your hardest and not even come close to how strong these things are.
Well, it's like there's another story of, I remember the story about the basically the monkey ripping the limbs off. But there's also another story where the monkey either bit the woman's face off or ripped it off. That's how strong they are. Yeah,
they always go for
crazy.
They'll go for your fingers, your mouth, and basically anything that is a threat to them because that's just how they survive in the wild. Right. And I'm like, these things aren't pets. I've heard of ones breaking out of zoos and getting back in, and of course you have the Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah,
where he I think he hides a paperclip somewhere, and that's how they get out. Like that's actually happened before. Yeah. There was this monkey who had a paperclip inside of his mouth, and he kept it there for weeks. Yeah, maybe days, but I think weeks. And they just couldn't find out how these monkeys were getting out. Yeah, because they didn't know at first, because they would literally break out at night and roam the zoo. I don't know if they ever got out of the zoo. Yeah. And then just go back in, and they didn't know for weeks. Wow. And it was weird. The head monkey had his a paperclip or something in his mouth. That's and I'm funny. Like, they're smart. Yes, they're smart. This is why people think that we come from monkeys, which is ridiculous. Yeah. But
we do not.
We do not.
By the way,
in case you didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's not a proper theory that's been proven. It's been tested, not proven.
Right. Right. Yeah. I always like hearing. Well, I don't like them. They're sad. I'm not gonna say I like them. But people raising these wild animals and like domesticating them, and like even there's this one story about this guy that raised bears. He grew up with these bears, and he trained them, he loved them, he played with them, and then one day they ate him. Yes, it's like what did you expect? It's like Carol Baskin all over again. I mean, I
was just about to say that. And some people get away with it. Some people exist with that whole. My favorite thing from COVID was the oh my gosh, what was it called?
Tiger King.
The Tiger King documentary.
Yeah, I never watched it.
I tried to watch season 2, and it just didn't have the same. We're all stuck in quarantine watching Tiger King, and it was such a unifying show. Right. And what a crazy story. Yeah. I thought it was funny. but you have people like Tiger King who's just wrestling tigers and gets away with it. I'm like, at any second, these tigers could, just do away with you. Like, they are stronger than you.
Yeah. That's why I loved Steve Irwin. I mean, God bless him, his family. But he liked messing with animals and stuff, but he respected them.
Yes.
He knew they had the capability of killing him.
Oh, yeah.
And ultimately that's kind of what happened because of the wildness of they surrounded himself with, but that he had that respect for him.
And people would say that if somehow he survived or came back, he would still respect them,
right?
Because that's just kind of their nature. Yeah. So
right.
And what a legacy though.
Yes, absolutely miss it. Miss waking up early in the mornings watching the Crocodile Hunter. Yeah.
You do have some people on TikTok who are like that.
Yeah.
and definitely fun to watch. There's
Mhm.
there's one guy who goes through what are they called, like the wetlands of
Everglades.
Florida.
Yeah.
Is that in Florida?
Yeah, the Everglades.
And he's walking through it barefoot
Mhm.
at night, just snatching snakes. And he's like,
Yes.
yoink. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm
how
like,
in the
nope.
world? Whew.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Speaking of snakes,
Mhm.
all right, being Assemblies of God, which we are, have you ever told anybody that you were Assemblies of God and they immediately go to, oh, you handle snakes? You ever done that?
I've probably joked about that,
Yeah.
but no, never
Yeah.
seriously had anybody say that.
I've had that happen to me at least half a dozen times.
Really?
Yes. When I tell somebody, I get to talking and they'll bring up something and they'll ask, like, oh, where do you go to church? I was like, oh, I go to such and such Assembly of God. And like, oh, you guys handle snakes. I said, no,
That's so weird.
we do not. I said, I would not attend a church that handles snakes.
No.
I believe God gave us a brain,
Yeah.
and that I'm going to stay away from that. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. So, and there's oh my goodness, there's been people that handle snakes, and and basically the idea is that if the snake bites you and you die, you have sin in your life or something. And it's
Guess
like,
what? Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Because
like-
everyone sins.
yes, but it's like the snake bites you and you die.
It's
Like
like the witch trials over again.
Yes,
If she
Yes.
wasn't a witch, she's gonna drown.
yeah,
If she is a witch,
yeah.
and
So
guess
tie
what?
this around your neck, and if you sink, if you survive, you're innocent. But if you die, you're a witch. It's like what chance do people
No,
have?
there's no way out. If she lives, she's a witch.
Oh, that's
If she
what it
dies, she's
was.
innocent. And I'm
I
like,
got you.
you only figure out after the fact that I'm pretty sure every single one of them drowned. Because
Yeah.
guess what? They weren't witches.
Right. Yeah.
And some of them might have been,
Yeah, some of them
like
might have been,
practicing
but-
stuff. But it's
Yeah,
crazy.
It is.
It's
It
crazy.
is.
Speaking of, for the longest time, I couldn't think of this movie where there was a woman in the movie who was like smart and knew how to use like scientific tools,
Like made a joke, but I'm not going to.
like a telescope, and well, you probably shouldn't. Anyways, it was Dead Men Tell No Tales, Pirates of the Caribbean,
Tell no tales.
the latest Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
And Terry put it on for like just randomly put it on. Actually, she put on the first movie, and I was like, I want to watch the last one. I just want to watch the opening scene where the villain is introduced.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes, and
And that's the guy that's
mhm.
like underwater and it's like all flowy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That one. Okay.
because
yeah.
they like died in that state,
Yeah.
and I just love that opening scene because it's like creepy and funny.
Yeah.
He's like, "Could you tell Jack Sparrow, please?"
Yeah.
He says,
Jack-
"Please,
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow." The way he says it is so cool. Which is also one of my favorite actors. He's from the
Yeah, he's a good actor.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
It's a good one. But yeah, it's the woman protagonist or whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
Barbossa's daughter,
Gotcha.
and she knows how to use a telescope,
Mhm.
and she's like, "Oh, the stars," and she knows how to map, and they're like, "Witch,
She
witch!" And
knows how
then
to
Jack Sparrow breaks into this place, and
Yeah.
and the guy's like, "There's a witch and a pirate in my store," and I'm like, it's so crazy. Like there was a time like that
Yeah.
where women just like weren't allowed to.
Absolutely. Well, that brings up a good point that the Bible uses women to validate the resurrection.
Mm,
And so many people dispute that. Like you love apologetics. You love studying apologetics.
Mhm.
That is a very big apologetic affirmation
yeah,
of the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
one of the testimonies.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's awesome,
Mhm.
to think, that in that time, of course, that they didn't really value a woman's opinion.
Mhm.
Women were uneducated for the fact that they just weren't allowed to. And in scripture, who is the first that saw Jesus?
Mary
Mary, right?
or Martha?
I think it was Mary.
I think it's Mary.
Yeah, that saw Jesus, and she runs back to the disciples and tells them, and everybody's like, "Well, we have this dispute." It's like, well, what person in that time is actually going to write on paper that a woman saw it first?
Right.
It's just really cool.
There's a thing called embarrassing testimony,
Yeah,
which you have. Technically, those two are separate. You have
Mhm.
women testimony and embarrassing.
gotcha.
And one of the embarrassing ones would be like Peter denying Jesus.
Yeah,
Why in the world would you want people to know that?
yeah, right.
This was your Lord and Savior, who you followed, but you leave
Yeah.
all the embarrassing things in there,
Yeah.
and that validates it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you make that up?
Right. Which I feel like John puts it in there just a little bit like two ran to the tomb,
Mm-hmm.
and one was faster than the other,
Yeah.
and that one was me.
It's like, if I'm racing to the tomb, I mean, the one whom Jesus loved was faster.
Right.
I'd put that in there too. If I
Yeah,
beat someone in a race,
yeah.
the race to Jesus,
The one who denied Jesus was last.
You think Paul had that in mind when he said that this life is like a race?
Hey, maybe.
He was like, I remember John
Yeah,
beat him,
Yep.
but it's in there for a reason.
It is absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got to get into our topic probably.
Yeah,
Unless
we
you
can
got
get into
something
it.
else. What you got?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Let me look over my list here. Okay, so we're going to talk about alcohol. And I have a verse in Genesis 9, but I'll go ahead and make my first point. And
Yeah.
I want to see what direction you go in this. The Bible is pretty explicit about not getting drunk.
Yes, it is.
So why do you think we keep talking about this?
We keep talking about it because it's an issue that is, I guess you could say there's a gray area in it because people take it to the extreme, which says, and this might be a little controversial, but we're talking biblical. We're not talking about just opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible does not say don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. The Bible does explicitly say, like you said, not to get drunk, not to give way to drunkenness, and to be of sober mind, right? And so I think it's a struggle for that very reason, and also when you tell people don't do something, what do you want to do?
You want to do it.
You want to do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on it. I mean, we can get into it, but go ahead.
So the Assemblies of God is explicitly against all drinking,
Right.
which I agree with.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, my stomach.
Oh,
I'm hungry.
I thought something was sliding across
No.
the table. It's very explicit, and there was the guy who was my youth pastor said there
Mhm.
was 1 year in the Assemblies of God where he thought they would vote it in to allow drinking.
Yeah.
1 year at the district meeting or something,
Mhm.
and he said he was very surprised and pleased to realize that was never going to happen.
Right.
And they continue to say that drinking is not going to be allowed.
Mhm.
Now, you said biblically, people do drink. The reason I have a problem with it is because I tell people here recently, look at the statistics in America.
Mhm.
It's proven that people can't handle
Right.
stuff like that. We
Yeah.
can't handle a lot of money because people get greedy,
Mhm.
and we can't handle a lot of food,
Yeah.
which I'll admit,
Right.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because them Chinese buffets.
All right,
be
hang on one
good.
second. We're running out of room on.
We'll keep this kind of short because I
Yeah.
really don't think this is a difficult
No, it's
conversation
not.
anymore.
It's just
It comes
something-
down to self-control.
It does.
The Bible encourages self-control over
Yeah.
all things, and
Mhm.
people just love to focus on one thing that
Yeah.
can be sinful or not.
Right.
But I hate drinking. I hate.
Mhm.
I do understand people can do it casually, but most people just can't handle it.
Right.
And I know what I do in moderation.
Mhm.
Followers will do in excess.
Right.
So
And I always stand by this. I had a conversation with a student one time because his father was an alcoholic. And he came to me one day and he said, Pastor Cale, he said, does the Bible say not to drink? And I just walked him through it very plainly and biblically. I said, does it absolutely say not to drink? No. I said, but should you? My opinion and assertion from Scripture is that you probably shouldn't.
definitely. Yep.
And I said, because one, you're not to give way to drunkenness. Why are you drinking? Why are most people drinking? They're drinking to get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And two, whatever hurts your testimony, Paul talks about if you do something that hinders your testimony, not to do it. So my thing is, why put yourself in that position?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, that's just my thinking on it. And me personally, I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't agree with it. And there's also a bit of an argument in Scripture that, I mean, I'd have to really go into deep research on it to understand, but Scripture that the wine they drank back then was different than what we
Yeah.
think today.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And again, we'll kind of abuse anything
Mm-hmm.
because clearly they could still get drunk back then.
Right.
So the main point is that did Jesus drink? Yes.
Yeah.
But even he chose at one point because, like, what is your priority? with
Right.
drinking. What do you have to drink? Do you just want to?
Right.
One of the questions I wrote down is how is drinking going to add value to what you're doing in
Right.
life? Is it going to add value?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Right.
And I wrote down like the idea is not how close can I get to the world
Mhm.
and still be Christian enough,
Right.
right? If that's your goal, then you're not ministry minded.
Right.
Your goal should be to get closer to Jesus.
Right.
And even he chose at one point, he says, I'm not going to drink of the vine. I'm not going to drink anymore wine or, of course, this was in the context of communion.
Mhm.
And he says, until we are together again.
Yeah.
So basically, I think he's in heaven
Mhm.
preparing a place,
Yeah.
not up there partying.
Yeah.
He's waiting
Right.
for us.
Yeah.
Do I think there's going to be wine in heaven? Probably. It sounds
Yeah.
like it. But he's waiting until we get there with him.
Right.
He wants to celebrate when we get there.
Yeah.
And whether you get drunk in heaven or not, I don't know. But I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
Because again, the question is what are your priorities?
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I like I said, good rule of thumb, I believe, is stay away from it.
mhm.
It's claimed so many lives and it's caused people to do stupid things. And so many drunk drivers have ruined their lives because of what they did when they didn't even know what they were doing. And it's just a horrible thing, really, just practically, logically speaking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Again, that's why I say look at the stats.
Hmm.
Typically the drunk driver will survive.
Yeah.
And the other car won't.
Yeah.
Because they were, they didn't try to tense up or anything.
Right.
And it's horrible.
Yeah.
And selfish.
Yeah.
And I don't want to risk that. Of course, I have a story to tell, but I'll
Yeah.
decide if I want to tell that later.
Right. Right.
So, I just don't think it's worth it.
Right.
If it just comes down to my influence over the students,
Hmm.
I don't want them to drink. It's too
Right.
risky,
Yes. Yeah.
So anything that God has incorporated for us, like marriage,
Yeah.
People abuse that.
Hmm.
And so anything that's made by God can be abused by man.
Yeah.
And again, like I say, I struggle with we all struggle with self-control in something.
Hmm.
And so whether that's food, alcohol,
Right.
money, you can't necessarily point your finger, but at the same time, alcohol is just risky because it takes away self-control.
Yes.
The more you drink, the less self-control you have.
Hmm.
And I think that's a simple,
Right. Right.
it's not really an issue of,
Mhm.
to argue,
Right.
and I have written down several verses that you guys can look up later, but I want to read specifically about Noah and the time he got drunk.
Mhm.
But my verses first: Ephesians 5:18, Proverbs 23:20 through 21, Romans 13:13,
Yeah.
Galatians 5:21, and then 1 Peter 4:3. And I think it's Galatians that mentions all the things that are sinful.
Mhm.
And it's like giving yourself to drunkenness,
Right.
Wild parties,
Mhm.
or the other word for it,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
depending on what version you're reading, and sexual immorality.
Mhm.
And it's like, why is drunkenness in that list?
Right.
Because people were getting drunk.
Right.
The disciples were supposed to be clear-minded.
Mhm.
And
And drunkenness led to those things. Other things
Yeah.
you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, because your what is it? Inhibitions.
Yeah.
Are like just kind of your intentions really
Mhm.
kind of go out the window.
Right.
But I want to read about Noah
Yeah.
because he did this awesome thing where he built this boat. Okay, he built this ark for to save his family and all these animals.
Mhm.
And then God makes a covenant with him, and then he gets drunk, and something really bad happens.
Yeah.
Where is it? I think it's 9:18. So God said, starting at 9:12, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all future generations. I have placed my bow in the clouds," which we need to talk about that later.
Mhm.
We don't have time today. "It will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I form clouds over the earth and the bow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures. Water will never again become a flood to destroy every creature. The bow will be in the clouds, and I will look at it and remember the permanent covenant between God and all the living creatures on earth."
Yeah.
God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and every creature on earth." And then the next part is Noah's sons who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. Also an interesting detail that you find out later.
Yep.
These three were Noah's sons, and from them the whole earth was populated. Noah as a man of the soil. Interesting detail.
Yeah.
That Moses put in there for us.
Yeah.
Why is he called the man of the soil? When someone back then was reading this,
Yeah.
they probably would have thought of Adam.
Yeah, from dust.
Because now suddenly it seems like Noah's about to do something that gives in to his human side.
Right.
So it says, Noah, as a
yeah,
man
yeah,
of
that
the
makes
soil,
sense. Yeah.
as a man of the soil, began planting a vineyard. Now that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, just soon after, he drank some of the wine, became drunk, so he obviously drank enough
Right.
to lose control, and uncovered himself inside his tent. And then, of course, what happens after is bad. And I'm going to encourage you guys to read it.
Yeah.
So he didn't have control of himself, and what happened to him is one of the sons took advantage of his drunkenness, and again, the Bible isn't explicit in saying, "Hey, don't drink," but this is like a red flag.
Yes.
Which goes kind of to the dating series I did last night. Was the Bible doesn't necessarily talk about dating, but it gives red flags like, should you have more than one wife? No, because Solomon tried that, and not a very good idea. David tried that, not a very good idea.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I don't have much else to say. I think to me, it's very cut and dry about the issue and about what it can cause and the destruction that it leaves in its wake. So yeah, that's about all I have. The cans.
I was gonna
Yes.
say, don't forget.
So I was told, since we're on the topic of drinking, I was told once when I was younger that this is a gateway beverage. Okay. That this leads to other things and can lead to other issues and other addictions. But I don't have to have a Monster. Sometimes I drink it. I like the taste and some of the caffeine from it, I guess. But does it leave me inebriated? No. Does it cause me to make bad choices? No. But yeah, I had some parts like, that's a gateway beverage. And of course, you've heard the 3 things of how it's horrible. It even has Monster on the can. Yeah. But yeah, no, it just made me think of it. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Have you seen the cross before? And
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video?
Yes.
Where the little girl's like, and bottoms up, and the devil laughs.
Yeah.
You seen that video?
No, I haven't.
Really?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'll have to show it to you.
Yeah.
Maybe on the next pod.
Yeah, I got you.
But it's one of those videos. It's like, here's all the demonic symbolism.
Yeah.
When really what I've heard before, of course, you see the symbols on there. Is people
Yeah.
say that equals the number of 6.
Right.
666. Ooh. Which, say what you want about that. But then I've heard some people say it's a Christian company. So I'm like, okay, who knows?
Right. No.
It could be one of those things where Paul talks about the sacrifice made to idols.
Yeah.
If you really just don't know,
Mm-hmm.
don't make somebody feel bad or go against their conscience, because really it's not sinful. But if you know some idol was being sacrificed to a little g god, then you probably shouldn't eat that.
Yeah.
But he says, I'm not going to do that. But even at the end of the day, it's still not sinful.
Yeah.
Because we're covered by the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
So, but would I go to another country and purposefully eat that? Probably not.
Yeah.
If I knew they had some, like we went to Belize.
Yeah.
And we're in this grocery store. And I think this was the 3rd time I've been there, just this past summer. And me and my brother were walking around the store, and I noticed this little plate in the floor against the wall and kind of the back. And it's a pretty small store, but there was some food on it and a little picture, and I was like, that's an idol. And it's an Asian-owned market.
Oh, gotcha.
And it was kind of, I don't know if it was like Buddha or something else.
Yeah.
I was like, Alex, come here. I was like, look at that. I said, that's an idol right there. And what do you know? People still do that.
Yeah, right.
It's not just an ancient thing.
Right, no.
And that'd be an interesting topic to get into.
Yeah.
But was it wrong for us to shop at that store? No, because we were buying groceries for people who had no money.
Right.
So,
right.
But I'm not going to purposefully offer anything to that or whatever. So
right.
I think the reason the Bible is still relevant is because of that situation right there.
Yeah.
The reason that we can't be so legalistic about things like that is because right outside that store, we were leading people to Jesus.
Right.
And we were kind of on a mission, and you've been there before, the second year I went. The reason I like the leader that we go with is because if, we're kind of on a mission, we kind of have a schedule, but since we were leading this guy to Christ, he didn't rush us.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, all right, guys, we got to go.
Right.
He waited patiently. We probably talked to this guy for 20 minutes
Right.
outside the store. And we just encouraged him to find a church in his area. And Belize is a very, very Christian place. It's not like against Christianity.
Right.
It's just very poor. Of course, these things. And it was just fun and encouraging to lead someone to Christ right outside of a store who would be dedicating some food to their little idol in the corner,
Right.
So I thought that was interesting. I never noticed that before. The third time I went to Belize, the first time I noticed that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I don't think people should drink.
Right.
I think it comes down to your priorities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, there's other things we could get into, but just trust the discernment that the Lord gives you and in situations and really contemplate and think, is this beneficial? Because even I believe it's Paul says, all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial.
Exactly.
So really address those things when you approach the situation and really, really think about that.
This will be my last point. An immature question is it sin?
Right.
Because you're trying to toe the line.
Yeah.
A better question is it beneficial?
Right. That's exactly
and
right.
There's several other, is this going to benefit me? Is this going to benefit the kingdom? Is it beneficial?
Right.
So
it's good.
All right.
It's good, man. All right. Here's the clap.
Yeah,
clap.
Right at the very end.
Yes, the clap at the end.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Peace. We'll see you later.
Bye.